It's on. Testing. 1, 2, 1, 2. Hi, everyone. Soon, let me just give a check of the lights. Seem to be working. I'm going to be talking at this volume. This is still the first time I have ever done a live class, a live feed in this program. So this also counts as the sound check. If anyone could just put a comment that the sound is okay and that you can hear me. Louise, if you're listening, also please let me know. Louise is our technical angel from Eckhart Yoga. Just let me know that the sound is going to be okay from this volume and the lights are all right. It seems that I will be staying in shot. Okay, good sound, fantastic. Danke, Nadina, super. Thank you, everyone, for the sound check. I'm going to stay here a little bit in the dark. We will start on time. It's now 17:53. We've got a little bit of time. I'm going to have a quick stroll, have a look and see some Eckhart Yoga regulars. Kathy Aha, often taking my classes. Nice to see you in the live classes. Ty, your first class, a couple of first classes with me. Fantastic. Also, Lauren, Nadina, not your first class today with me. You're old school. Fantastic. What I would like to do, can this go full screen? If I do that, ooh, fantastic. All of the other extra noise is cut out. Julia from Cadiz, buenas tardes. Muy bien. Claudia, hello from the US, Team America. Ciao, Francesca. Wonderful to know you all are out there. What I am going to do from a very wet, cold Bedfordshire, England. I love the names of English towns, Bedfordshire. It's also cold, wet, and rainy in Establiments Mallorca today. So you can see here from Colorado. Fantastic. I'm a University of Denver alumni, Mary. So I'm quite familiar with Colorado. I have to say, I've lived in Spain now for 12 years, and I miss skiing Summit County. So good to know there are people out there in the world. Cool. So while you all are checking in, a couple of 5 minutes, rather than just blabbering through my nervous energy, I'm going to go pick up the guitar and get a little bit centered. So great to hear it. Hey, Meek from Belgium. Fantastic. I also think that my mom and dad are going to be watching from Asheville, North Carolina. So Pamela checking in from Southern California, other parts of Team America online. So Mom, Dad, are you there? Hi, I'm on TV. Okay, I'm going to go pick up the guitar instead of blabbering a little bit. Fantastic. Florida, fantastic. Super cool. This is just the welcoming time. I've got an eye on the clock. We'll get started with the official practice really on time at 6 o'clock. Oh, my mom is watching. Even at 47 years old, it's still a little bit exciting. Jai Shri Ma, Kali Kali Ma, Jai Shri Ma. Jai Shri Ma, Kali Kali Ma, Jai Shri Ma. Anandama, Durga Devi, Jagadambe Shri Ma. Anandama, Durga Jai Shri Ram, Kali Kali Ram, Jai Shri Ram. Jai Shri Ram, Kali Kali Ram, Jai Shri Ram. Ananda Durga Devi Jagannathi Shri Ram. Ananda Durga Devi Jagannathi Shri Ram. Jai Shri Ram, Kali Kali Ram, Jai Shri Ram. Jai Shri Ram, Kali Kali Ram, Jai Shri Ram. Ananda Durga Devi Jagannathi Shri Ram. Ananda Durga Devi Jagannathi Shri Ram. Jai Shri Ram, Kali Kali Ram, Jai Shri Ram. Jai Shri Ram, Kali Kali Ram, Jai Shri Ram. Ananda Durga Devi Jagannathi Shri Ram. Ananda Durga Devi Jagannathi Shri Ram. Jai Shri Ram, Kali Kali Ram, Jai Shri Ram. Jai Shri Ram, Kali Kali Ram, Jai Shri Ram. Ananda Durga Devi Jagannathi Shri Ram. Ananda Durga Devi Jagannathi Shri Ram. Namaste and welcome everyone. A couple hours from Asheville, North Carolina, my hometown. Fantastic. It's very easy for me to get lost into the comments, especially at the beginnings of these classes. So I'm going to step back to my seat here. It seems to be very close to 6 o'clock. So we will get started with the official practice very soon. Wonderful that you all are here. Oh my gosh, 67 of you from all around the world. Quite a few names and people that I recognize, quite some new ones around. We'll get started. As I have seen for many of you, it's going to be the first time practicing with me. It's possible that you will want to have a blanket. We're going to do some lunging and thing with the knee to the floor. So if your knees are a bit sensitive, find a blanket, a cushion, something to put under your knee. We're going to be a little bit all over the place, moving around. I'm going to take a moment and close my eyes and get centered, because putting together all the technical pieces of teaching an online class, which I guess many of you that are yoga teachers are familiar with, there's lights, there's sound, there's angle, there's even connecting to channels, personally takes me a little bit away from my center. So I'm going to take a moment and close my eyes, go inside myself. And here's an invitation for all of you to do the same thing. However you feel like comfortably sitting is totally fine. Cross legs, on a chair, on your knees, whatever feels comfortable for you. So the invitation to close your eyes. Tune in to the most basic aspect of staying alive, breathing. The most important thing that you have done today is breathe. Bring your attention onto this life-giving and this life-sustaining act. Gather your mental attention into the sensations of your physical body. What's it like in your skin right now? Even what's it like at the level of your skin? What's the temperature in the room where you are? And what different textures can you sense? Fabric of materials, different densities of materials, the floor, a mat, etc. And from the layer of your skin, become tuned into your musculature. What have your muscles done for you? I know some of you have checked in from West Coast of America. Maybe you're just fresh out of bed. And what's that sensation like? Those of us in Europe towards the end of the day and farther east from here a little later. What are the effects so far of this day on your body? Right now, in this very moment, where are your thoughts? And what can you do to gather them into present moment awareness? The other day, Miriam and me watched the Netflix documentary of Ram Dass. And a beautiful phrase that has stuck with me like a mantra is to just repeat to myself, and we've done it for ourselves, that I am loving awareness. Repeat that a few times to yourself on the inside, and just observe the effect of acknowledging or recognizing or even attempting to embody that. I am loving awareness. And with that intention of just acknowledging and being loving awareness, we'll see how we can distribute and move that around the body. Very softly blink open your eyes. And take the hands into cups. Bring the fingers all together, make the hands into little cups, and bring them next to your ears. And gather your mental energy, like the thought waves and the vibrations of your brain. Take a deep breath in like this. And on the next exhale, bring the hands together in front of your eyebrows and also gather your mental energy. Focus your mind right there in between your eyebrows. Take another inhalation. And as you exhale, bring the hands down and your mental energy in front of your heart center. Then take and humbly bow the head towards the heart, hoping to join the frequencies and the vibrations of the intellect and the emotions that guide us through our human experience. If it's part of your practice, if it feels appropriate for you, join me in the sound of Om. Otherwise, just allow the vibrations to fill the space around you. Softly blink your eyes open and release your hands. It doesn't matter what orientation you are. Open your legs out wide. Take a moment to reach the arms up into the sky. Activate the fingers and imagine you're climbing a ladder. Take a little bit of time and move from one side into the next. Stay aware of breathing. It is the most important thing you have done and you will do today. So keep that in mind all the while. I am loving awareness. Turn towards the right leg. Just fold over this right leg. Take a moment and a little bit of negotiation, exploration. What muscles are speaking to you? What body parts are giving you feedback right now? Come back up, turn towards the left leg and go in the other direction. Come back up. Take your left leg and move it towards tree pose. With the left leg in tree pose, take the right elbow inside and the left arm over your ear. And then come up and take this into a twist. Right hand to the left knee, left hand behind you, and a little rotation over. Stay connected to breath. Use an inhalation to come out of this, turn to center, change legs. Take the left elbow down and inside, reach the right arm up and over. Come up and make this into a twist with the right hand behind you, the left hand towards the knee. Give a gentle pull over. Come back to center. Again, open up both legs, reach the arms up, and take a forward reach here. And every different movement will create a new sensation. Those sensations are communications. Oftentimes we're told and taught as yoga teachers, listen to your body, but what does that mean? So like this sensation feels like muscle tension. How can you interpret that? Should you go farther? Should you stay where you are? Should you back off? Important things for you to discover on your own. Take a breath. I am loving awareness. Walk your hands back up. Take the hands back behind you. It really doesn't matter which way the fingers go. Bend both of the knees and organize yourself so you can drop both of the knees towards the right. Bring them back up and drop both knees over towards the left. And just do this windshield wiper a couple times with your knees going from one side and to the other. And a very curious exploration. This is bones moving around, muscles pulling them, and sensations emerging. That's what it's like being a human. Next time the knees are towards the right, keep the right hand down, extend the left arm around, and give a nice long reach. And meanwhile, activate the left knee. Press a little long and extend. Come back towards center, change sides. Come back one more time each side. When you go towards the right this time, keep both knees to the floor, lift the hips, and give a nice long reach. And explore sensations. Sit back down, and then let's change sides again. As you head over towards the left, you give a nice long reach. This time, as you sit back down, I'm going to change for the sake of orientation here. Keep the hands behind you. Make sure that the wrists feel safe. Lift your hips and just move around a little bit and shift body weight from one hand to the other, one foot to the other, in very curious exploration. Remember, the most important thing you will do today, even more than drinking water, even more than taking a walk around the block, mom and dad, breathing. Okay, walk the feet back a little bit until you come to your tippy toes. From your tippy toes, you'll need to probably walk the hands forward, bring the knees towards the floor, and sit onto the toes here. Take the hands by the knees, and a few times lift and lower your knees. And just greet the feet, the arches of the feet, the ankles, and even the hip joints with this movement. And you can choose to keep your hands on the ground. Some of you might be interested to experiment and explore with the knees up or with the hands up. And just see how that feels to negotiate with yourself, shifting body weight from side to side. Everyone, hands forward towards the floor, knees down. With the knees down, take the hands back and just give a lift of the chest. And whatever height feels appropriate, if it feels like you can take the hips off of the heels, and have a breath here. Super. Walk the hands forward again, and let's find our way into a tabletop position. Hands under the shoulders. Organize the knees under the hips. Take a moment for some spontaneous spinal articulation, meaning just move the spine around however it wishes. And somehow connect your movement to breathing. I'm not being so specific as inhale this and exhale that in this moment. So just use conscious breath. Somehow move the hips back towards a child pose. From the next child pose, lift the hips, come forward to plank, and let's do a push-up. Bend your elbows, straighten back up, and back to child's pose. A few of those at your own rhythm, your own speed. Some of you might even want to lift the knees and do a full push-up, whatever fits your body type. Just a couple times forward and back. As the weight transfers, be really curious of how your muscles in your body is adapting to each moment, and what effect does it have on your breath, and what effect does it have on the fact that I am loving awareness. Even now, from child's pose to push-up, loving awareness. Next time that you come forward, whenever it is, lower the hips with your arms straight. And for some of you, you may want to bend the elbows. Just take some version of a cobra or upward dog and look over the right shoulder, look over the left shoulder. And as you're looking, not just for the sake of your spine, but actually open your eyes and look around you and take in light and color and shape and form. Many of you have taken a lot of my classes before. You know, I'm a big fan of being aware of your surroundings. So take a moment and look around. What can you notice about the space that you're in? What does it reflect about you? Press back to child pose. Stay in child pose, but walk your hands back. And then, where are we? Walking your hands back, come up to a sitting position on the knees. Engage your quadriceps and lift up into a kneeling position with the hands onto the hips, a very gentle camel pose. Lift the chest and lean back and greet more of the upper spine. And have a breath or two in this shape. I am loving awareness. The body moving through shapes, the mind processing everything. Above all of that, loving awareness. Come back up. And here's the part where you may want to have something under your knees. If your knees are a bit sensitive, step your right foot forward. And once the right foot is forward, sink down so that the left hip flexor gets a bit of a stretch. And with the right hand onto the right knee, mobilize and move the left arm a bit around in space. I oftentimes use the analogy or the idea of painting the space. My artistry comes a little more in the form of music and cooking. Not such a painter or a drawer, but I could imagine whatever I'm painting here is probably a little more like Starry Night and those beautiful things. And imagine what you are painting into the space around you. Okay, next time you have the opportunity, you reach both arms up to the sky. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, straighten the right leg. Take the hands down in the direction of the floor towards half Hanuman. Take a couple of lengths and extensions of the spine, meaning that on the inhale, the spine gets nice and long, and as you exhale, fold over the right leg. And just do that a couple times, like a spinal wave. Loving awareness, traveling through your spine. Loving awareness, somehow communicating to the hamstring muscles on the back of the leg. I am loving awareness, the heart, remembering that. Let's add a little different movement from here. Bend the right knee, and as you inhale, reach both arms up. And as you exhale, straighten the right leg, come back, reach the arms back and behind you up to the sky. Bend the front knee, reach the arms up and open. As you exhale, shift the hips back. This time, tuck the left toes behind you and sit as far back as you can. Let's go through those two end ranges of motion. The full crescent lunge, the full sitting back towards a half split. Once more. Next time that you do come forward, pause there, circle the arms around and keep the left hand down. Pick the left knee off the floor and reach the right arm up to the sky. If you want to leave the left knee to the floor, vaya con Dios, no problem. Reach the right arm up towards the sky and rotate the chest and the belly. Reach the right arm over your ear, and I've been doing quite a bit of fluid movement lately. Let's see how linear you can get. Straighten the left knee and extend through the right arm. And let's even play with this a little bit more. Take the right hand, reach it back behind you. Turn your right toes, the front leg a little bit away, and turn to the little baby toe side of the left foot. Now, some of you might want to stay up here. Some of you may be interested to dip the left hip and let the left side flank of your body get a nice long extension. A couple breaths here. Okay. From this shape, reach the right arm up and around. We're going to stay towards the front of the mat or on the right knee. Both hands inside the right leg. Keep spinning around, bend the right knee, and turn the left big toe up to 12 o'clock. Some options, keep both hands to the floor. This is a challenging position to the knee. If your right knee is really struggling, put it to the floor. You can also stay up, perhaps painting with the left arm. One other way to explore here, take the left hand behind you, and with the left hand down, reach the right arm and open through the whole front of your hips. Only move in ways that you feel safe. And the safety happens that you're still breathing. Bring everything back down. Circle towards the front of the mat. Place both hands down. Pick up the back heel. Now the right leg, the one that's in front, we're going to take it to down dog splits. Take the right leg up into the sky. Open the hips and bend the right knee. Couple breaths here. Straighten through the right leg. Place the right foot down to the floor. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. And just a few breaths here to extend through the arms. Spread your toes. And remember that I am loving awareness. No matter what challenges we're going through, no matter how easy or how difficult it is right now, there can be something beyond it. Next, inhale, lift your heels, send a wave through your spine to plank position. Place your knees to the floor. Keep your butt in the sky and bend your elbows and lower the chin and the chest towards the Ashtanga Namaskar, the knees, chest, and chin. From here, then snake forward to your stomach. Without your hands, lift your chest into cobra. Take the arms a little bit wider like a cactus and bring the right elbow towards the right hip. Come back to center, the left elbow towards the left hip, and just move a bit around from side to side with the back chain of your body engaged. Really curious how these muscles move the bones against gravity. And what does it do to the breath? Come back to center, press back to child pose. A moment in child pose so I can look at the time. Fantastic. Walk the hands back up into this kneeling position. From the kneeling position, place your fingertips on your thighs so you really feel the muscles engage. Nice and slow. Engage your leg muscles to lift the hips. Ooh la la. Then take your palms onto the fronts of your thighs. Keep your body in one straight line here. Lean backwards. And come back up, and let's do that 2 more times. Now take the hands to the hips. Inhaling, lift the chest, and exhale, lean back. Lift the center of the chest skyward, press the legs to the floor. Remember what's there, loving awareness. Come back up through the spine. And this time will be the left foot stepping forward. As the left foot comes forward, sink into a lunge position. Left hand to the left leg, and with your right arm, become the artist. Many of the places, and I guess there might be some people in the southern hemisphere here, but in the northern hemisphere, the leaves are falling off of the trees here. So imagine your breath carrying the arm like the wind taking the leaves. Take both arms up to the sky. Round number one, just move back towards a half split and take the hands towards the ground on either side of the left leg and curl the left toes back. Some spinal waves from the perineum to the palate. Inhale, length. And then exhale, fold over the leg. And keep doing that a few times in your own rhythm, your own breath cycle. And acknowledge that loving awareness is somehow sensing bones and muscles, flesh and fluids, the human experience of this body. And how is it inside right now? And let's flow with that. Bend the left knee. Inhaling, reach the arms up into the sky. Tuck the right toes to the floor behind you so that you can go all the way back and send the arms backwards up into the sky. Sit onto the right toes. Press the right leg. Inhale, come forward to crescent lunge. And exhale, move back through this version of half splits. A couple times like that. One more cycle. Next time that you're forward in the crescent lunge, circle the arms all the way around. Keep the right hand down to the floor. If it feels appropriate, pick up the back knee, extend the left arm skyward. A steady relationship to breath, reach the left arm over your ear, and have a fairly linear moment from the right heel to the left fingers. And let's see how this goes into the hip joints. Take the left hand down to the floor. Turn your left toes out towards the left. Spin to the little baby toe of the right foot. You could take the left arm to the sky. Some of you might even be interested to just allow the outer right hip to drop to the floor and be kind of like this wonderfully painted figure here. So depending upon whether you want strength, keep the right hip off the floor, or a little more of a stretch along the right flank. Reach the left hand back behind you as if you were serving grapes to the beloved. Okay. Circle this left arm up and around. Now, I'm going to be turning the other direction from you. If your back knee is down, pick it up. Everyone, turn 180 degrees the other way, but keep the left knee bent and sink down into the left knee. Now, again, if your left knee is quite troublesome, you could put it to the ground. You could even change the left foot in some way, or keep it off the floor. Painting with the right arm. Either stay here and just let this have a great effect on the hip joints, or if you wish to take the right hand behind you, pick up the hips a little more and extend through the left arm. Lower the hips back down. Everyone, let's turn again towards the front of the mat with all 10 toes and all 10 fingers. The front leg, the left one, is going to be lifting into the sky behind you. Inhale the left leg up into the sky. Open the hips, bend the left knee. And then straighten the left leg. Bring your left foot into downward facing dog. And a couple of moments in a familiar shape, in a pose that most yoga practitioners know. And in that familiar space, reconnect to the most important thing you have done today and the idea or the concept. I am loving awareness. What does it feel like? What does it create inside of you? Lift your heels, come forward to plank position, knees, chest, and chin to the floor, or a chaturanga, those of you that feel like a little extra push here. Knees, chest, and chin, or not. And then come forward, a no hands cobra. Lift the hands up off the floor, but keep your chest up so the back chain of your body is activated. This time, extend the arms out wide like an airplane. Take your left arm to the floor. Bend the right elbow and place the right hand by the right shoulder. Bend the right knee up so the right foot comes into the sky, and press open over your left shoulder. So just roll over the left shoulder for a breath. Then roll onto your stomach again, lift up the chest, lift up the legs in Shalabhasana, and do the other side. Extend the right arm out with the left hand by your shoulder, bend the left knee and roll over the right arm. Now we're going to put that into a little flow. Roll onto your belly, inhale, lift up. Take the left arm out, exhale, roll over the left shoulder. Come back to center, inhale, lift. Extend the right arm out, roll over the right shoulder. One more time, both sides, with a lift in between. Next time you're at center, keep lifted, bend your knees. Option 1, keep the knees off the floor. Option 2, take a hold of the legs and lift up into Dhanurasana. Activate the legs, lift through the chest. Soften your face and remember what is there beyond the body, beyond the thoughts, beyond the emotions. Loving awareness. Stay lifted, release the arms. Now press back into child pose. Move the hips back towards the heels. Take a moment and pause in child pose. From child's pose, walk the hands back towards your knees until you can lift the chest up into an upright position. Lift your hips, tuck your toes, and sit back onto the toes. I'm going to turn again just for the sake of the camera. Stay sitting on your toes as much as possible. Interlock your fingers, take the arms up to the sky. Look with your eyeballs to the upper right. Look with your eyeballs to the upper left. Look with your eyeballs to the bottom right. With your eyeballs to the bottom left. Come back to center. Extend the arms out wide. Interlock the fingers behind your back. Lift your hips. Point the toes behind you. And take one last version of a camelcito, a little baby camel here. Lift up the chest, release the arms, cross the ankles back behind you so that you can take some form of a comfortable seated cross-legged position. And in this cross-legged position, make sure that you feel comfortable. Close your eyes. If that makes you feel comfortable, you're also welcome to keep watching. I mean, you're at home on YouTube. You can do whatever you want. You can get up and have a beer. With the attention somehow staying inwards as best as possible, I'm loving awareness. Observe the physical body. Put your attention on your skin and the textures that you feel. And what effect has this brief movement practice had on the musculature, and the fluids, and the pulse of life moving through you. Now I know that mantra singing doesn't quite work for everybody, so those of you that might be checking out right now, not to worry, I totally get that. In the class description, or in the comments or somewhere, there's a recommended class for Eckhart Yoga members, Awaken into the Moment, something like this. And there's also a whole slew of free classes on the Eckhart Yoga platform. So those of you that are not members, there's plenty of opportunities to practice. This little introduction to class and shared sequences that we, the Eckhart teachers, are offering to you all are part of our gift to you all, the Eckhart Yoga community. So thank you to those of you who keep taking the classes and leave the comments. I do read every single one, and I respond to most of them as well. One thing that's been very present for me lately is that as much of a control freak as I am, there is so much out of my control. So, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. It's not my will, Lord, but thy will. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Vasudevaya, Vasudevaya, Vasudevaya. Vasudevaya, Vasudevaya, Vasudevaya. Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Vasudevaya, Vasudevaya, Vasudevaya. Vasudevaya, Vasudevaya, Vasudevaya. Let's hear you. I do hear you. Sounds great, yeah. A harmony? Vasudevaya, Vasudevaya, Vasudevaya. Vasudevaya, Vasudevaya, Vasudevaya. In some way that feels appropriate to you, bring your hands over your heart center and humbly bow the head to the heart. All of the identities that I love about myself, that I recognize about others and see and adore and judge, and all of those things are part of this flash in the pan of a human experience. And somehow may we remember, I am loving awareness. If it feels appropriate to you, join me in a closing Om. Namaste, muchísimas gracias. Thank you all very much. Many greetings from Mallorca. Thank you always. The Eckhart Yoga platform is my online home for yoga. I'm really honored to be part of the team. There's a recommended class there for you all to go and check out. Lots of free classes. A new class of mine just got released today. I already forgot the name of it. And I'll be recording some new ones on Monday from here in Mallorca. So thank you all very much. I'm going to come and check out the comments right now and see if we can hang out just a little bit. And yeah, cool, fantastic. Oh, from Serbia. Beautiful. Thank you. Okay, yes, Ramdas into the practice. Hey, Linda, Lucinda, wonderful. Okay, great. Quite some familiar faces. So welcome to the weekend, those of you. Yes, thank God. Nadina, you're welcome. Whenever you come to class, it always touches my heart too that you keep coming. Thanks so much for another great class. Yeah. You're welcome. Imagery and music, very much part of my teaching. Hey, hola de Peru. Huh, interesting. Heinzink Guterres. Un mezclado como yo. Muy bien. Danke from Germany. Gracias. Wonderful. See you on Eckhart Yoga. Great. You are very welcome. Thank you all so much for checking in. Let's see. From London, cold Sweden. You're welcome. The chanting is very much a piece of my life and the music there. Great. My pleasure. Happy to share the practice with you all. I have a quick look from Istanbul, even Canada, London, Dusseldorf, Sweden, Berlin. We are an international community. Fantastic. Okay. Great. A bit Brazil feeling in cold Berlin, Mr. Vivka. I hope so. Yes. Okay. Um pouquinho de Brasil também. Thank you. Yeah, that was the intention of the class. Beautiful and energizing. So intention fulfilled. Great. Thank you. Wonderful, Corey. I'm happy the class fit the bill. Mom, Dad, you still there? I'll call you in a minute when the class is over. If you've survived all 47 minutes and you're still here with me. Isabel, super, great to know you were there. Yes, Meek and Brazil feeling in Belgium too. Good to know. Vibes are strong all around. Wonderful. In Austria, yes, half Austrian, half Costa Rican. Muy bien. Good. Mezclado de todo. Okay, I think it's time for me to end the stream and carry on with the rest of my day. Namaste. Thank you all very much. Vaya con Deus.